Galway lead by 1-5 to 1-4. Up as far as John Mullane. Into the centre here towards Shane O'Sullivan. Bit of loose marking around the middle of the park there in the front of Galway. Comes in here as far as Shane Welch. And Shane Welch, who got Waterford's goal, has now got a point. So a goal and a point then for the 28-year-old from 4 Mile Water. And Waterford shoot back into the lead again by 1-6 to 1-5. But so much more was expected of Galway, I think. Ger Farragher now, and Ger Farragher strikes it over the bar. 2 points for Farragher. And the teams are back level again at 1-7 to 1-7 in the 35th minute. Would have thought. It runs on neatly this time, and Shane Welch takes it simply, effectively. Minimum of fuss. No changes on either team then, and so it is Waterford who try to get the second half underway in a positive fashion. Michael Brick-Walsh fouled there, and that'll be a free in, which Pádraig Mahoney will fancy taking. Well, 3 so far for Pádraig Mahoney from frees, and now he's started the second half in much the same manner. Kevin Moran. In as far as Shane Welch does well. Terrible angle, but what a good score. Goal and 3 now for Shane Welch, and he really is tormenting the Galway backline. Somebody should tell Galway the second half has started. James Regan couldn't hold on to it. Back goes Michael Brick-Walsh, adventurously playing it back towards his goalkeeper Clinton Hennessy. Oh, that's poorly cleared. Missed by Ger Farragher because of the combination of blocks and hooks, and swept away by Seamus Prendergast. A lot of errors all the way down towards Shane Welch. It goes 45 metres out from the Galway goal. Shane Welch playing it outside here as far as Pádraig Mahoney. Can he score from play? This time angling it across diagonally, taken down neatly here and put over the bar by Owen Kelly. First of the day for Owen Kelly, and in goals and points, that's now 125 points he's scored. Seamus Prendergast out as far as Kevin Moran. Had a great first half. He's having a very good second half. 3 points for Kevin Moran. Brilliant play by the De La Salle man. 23, Aidan Hart will be coming on in just a moment. And he's their last sub. And that has gone over the bar.
Yeah, in fairness to Joe, you know, he was full forward since the start of the second half. Not one ball was made its way into him, and to come back out, and that's a good point by Joe, and he scored a couple of good points in the first half. But outside of that, there's no other threat up there.
Seamus Prendergast did really well. Kicked it out here as far as Shane O'Sullivan. Davy Fitzgerald has yet to introduce a sub if he wishes to do so. Back on towards Prendergast. He's missed a few chances. He's very careful with this one. He needed to be. And he's nursed it over the bar. And everyone on the Waterford forward line has now scored in this match. Angling this one across towards here. Letanian takes it down with difficulty. Liam Lawler holding off from him. Not committing himself, getting in the block, did well. Good play by Liam Lawler. Back out to Pádraig Mahoney. Smashing clearance, what a catch by Shane Welch. Little hand pass released here to Malumphy. And Malumphy striking it over the bar. Now that sums up Waterford today. Under pressure at one end. A rookie fullback, Liam Lawler, didn't commit himself. Got the ball out smartly. And up at the other end, Malumphy, with Shane Walsh involved as well, completed an absolutely smashing move. Daly now, this is a bit better. They need a goal. What a save by Clinton Hennessy! One of the saves of the season. The 34-year-old from St. Declan's in Ardmore justifies his selection. Shane O'Sullivan down into the corner again, and again it's that tormentor, John Mullane, making an angle. They may have been lucky to win 2 years ago in the quarter-final. Today there's absolutely no luck. Now Damien Hayes, trying to take the blank scoreline off his own name because he hasn't scored in this match. Aidan Hart. Oh, one back. Aidan Hart from Gort in County Galway. A goal in the 71st minute. Tommy Ryan coming on for John Milan.
And really, I think, Ger, when we assess all the Waterford great wins they had over the years, the Munster finals, all the one, this maybe will be up there with the best of them for everyone involved, because to get a drubbing like that, you know, the embarrassment of it to the home to your county, there's a lot of criticism.
Here's a chance. He's just on. He's just scored. Tommy Ryan from Tallow scores a championship goal with 72 minutes gone on the clock, and it's 2:23 to 2:13.
Yeah, and Tony O'Gregan pulled an awful stroke. No need for the end of the game, but all over. He came in and took him out of it completely.
And it is Waterford who come back from that shocking defeat in the Munster final, and Davy Fitzgerald has masterminded a wonderful team performance as they destroyed Galway in this All-Ireland quarter-final here at Semple Stadium. And full-time score here, Waterford 2 goals and 23 points, Galway 2 goals and 30.
I don't know, I'd like to apologise on management and the Galway players, to the Galway supporters that were here today. That's not a true reflection of the team. I know Waterford were good in the day, and I know they had an almighty cause, and fair dues to them, and I congratulate them wholeheartedly. But we just didn't perform.
There was no point hiding away from what happened to us in Cork. You can do two things. You can go out and you can take a few pints and forget about it, or you can go home and live through the hurt. And the boys choose that option, which hats off to them, and I think that's very important. You have to hurt, and they went out today and they give it everything. No matter what happens in anything to do, I'm just so proud of the boys, because to get a knock like we got a few weeks ago and to come back from it like we did is massive, because Galway are no bad team. I think they're odds on favourites again today, and the question is now, what are we going to do after this? Are we going to clap ourselves in the back, or are we going to come out fighting again the next day?
An extraordinary result. Nobody really saw it coming, Cyril. Credit Davy Fitz for getting the players' heads right after the drubbing in the Munster final.
Yeah, I think the big call he made was straight after the game. He called the panel again the following morning. He left no vacuum in there. And like he's gone through a tough 2 weeks, I'd say, because like, they got a hammering by 7 goals. And that's why Galway were such hot favourites going into today. Like, and everyone was expecting Galway, say, to go up there and play the way they played in the last 2 games. But the one thing about Galway in the last number of years is their inconsistency. You're not too sure what team turns up. And today, without a shadow of a doubt, there's no ifs or buts. Waterford won by 10 points, and they could have won by 20 because there was only one team in it from the very start.
We'll talk about Galway in a moment, but you felt that Waterford put down a marker right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, looking at the game with the two boys here, when they got the penalty, like straight away, it wasn't Pádraig Mahony stood up, it was Owen Kelly, who's just on the team, and went for the goal. Now comes back here, and Shane Welch, an overhead flick, one-handed back in the net, but they went for broke straight away. And after this, like, you know, they hurled out of their skins. Shane Welch had a kind of a game today that he relishes now. He left-handed over the bar. He went on to score 1-4, but from the very start, they put their print on the game, they put the tone on the game, and even going for that goal, in the first few minutes, they had chances of goals. Here's Kevin, another high ball coming in from Malumphey over the bar, but like, you know, they got great scores from outside.
Scored freely. I mean, Seamus Pendergast sets the ball in here again, but Waterford first to the ball all the time, taking the scores very freely. No one near them, and no pressure from Galway at all. And you know, John Milan here laying the ball in there again. You know, effortless. You know, a rejuvenated team definitely from 2 weeks ago. Here he is again. I mean, look. He probably wouldn't be totally happy with his game, but yet he's, you know...
No pressure,
no pressure, and it's the ideal situation.
Paul, talk a little about Galway. I mean, it's hard to fathom that. I know, as Cyril says, they're inconsistent, but we're getting tweets in from Galway supporters that no spine, that no backbone.
Yeah, it does. It's totally unexplainable. Where do you start, I suppose? The spine of the team, the full-back, the centre-back today, they were exposed. Their midfield didn't function at all. They weren't competitive, and Ger Farrer, centre forward, kind of moved around too much, I think. Michael Welch, while he was covering, Ger Farrer wasn't really picking up any loose ball, and inside then Liam Lawler kind of had it his own way on Joe. But I think,
let's have a look.
Yeah, like I mean, they came today hot favourites. Like I mean, on an ordinary day to be 50-50 game, but why they persisted as in playing short ball. Donald Barry, that ball should have been cleared. Pádraig Mahony puts him under great pressure, blocked his hand pass. Donald Barry dragged him to the ground, and there's a free for Waterford, a point. Now this really shows you, like, they had no real desire today. Michael Welch, I'll keep going. I even have time not to drop it. Turn around, but watch the pressure on the hand pass. No pressure. John Milan back to Kevin Moran again. Nobody there. A free shot in. it's contested in the air, and like this could have easily been a goal. But Galway had no desire to cut out any play today from Waterford. Seamus Prendergast, here we are, Kevin Moran, acres of space, no one tracking back, no one covering, and not even an attempt of a hook or a block. A free score again for Waterford. And this was happening way too much. Again, John Milan, is he below the performance they gave against Dublin in the Leinster Championship? And at the very end then, frustration, Tony O comes across, young Tomas Ryan who came on his first touch in All-Ireland quarter-final. He's wondering what all the fuss is about, and he puts it in the corner.
Do you think Galway in their heads, because it does happen to teams, like Waterford had been, we were told they were gone. Do you think it was in Galway's head that they had that?
I suppose we were all talking them up. I mean, everybody's guilty of it, and I suppose players absorb this and